Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a comic haul. I've got a big one for you today. I'm super excited, so let's get right into it. First off, we picked up some eBay comics. These were comics that I bought in a lot, and I sold the rest of the lot, so I basically got these for free. Here is Marvel Milestones, Marvel Spotlight on Ghost Rider, number 5. So of course this includes Marvel Spotlight number 5, Daredevil number 81, and X-Men 47 reprints into this. So I like the Marvel Milestones because at least you get a copy of the original cover, one of the original covers in there. And of course that's some great Mike Ploog art for Ghost Rider, first appearance of Ghost Rider. So it's pretty cool. Love it. So keeping with Ghost Rider theme, you can tell what kind of lot I picked up. Here's just an awesome Mark Teixeira book, Ghost Rider. It's Ghost Rider number 1. It's just absolutely awesome. I just love that book. I couldn't part with it. I was gonna sell it, but I just love it too much. Here is Ghost Rider number 27. Like that, of course, got Wolverine on the cover, and it's his team up with the X-Men, and then of course there's the Brood at the bottom. So, and this one actually feeds right into the X-Men 91 volume storyline, so goes really well together. Very happy to have that. Here is the original Ghost Rider Rides Again, number 1 of 7, and this is number 1, of course. Pretty cool. I have to say, it's got it says The Terrible Curse of Jonathan Blaze, featuring a startling all-new retelling of the origin of the Ghost Rider. It's an all-new retelling. So get that straight. It's like an authentic facsimile cover. So you gotta love that. Here is Ghost Rider number 143. So this is Marvel Comics Presents number 143. Really nothing spectacular about these, except I was probably gonna, let these go. But since I've been collecting all the other Marvel Comic Presents, mostly the ones with Wolverine in the title, I figure why not collect these too while I'm at it, and I'll probably end up with that complete run. So, which is nice because they're nice pick up and put down kind of reads. Even though they have a couple of ongoing stories through them, they also have a couple of shorter stories, just a couple pages long, which are always pretty neat. And here's another one, Ghost Rider 144. So this is Marvel Comics Presents 144. And then I was at my local Wally World and picked up Swamp Thing Halloween Horror, the 100-page Comic Giant special, Giant number 1. So absolutely love this book. I know that a lot of people are picking these up. I had no problem. My local Walmart had a whole crap ton of these. This is already a couple of days after it had originally came out, so very happy that they still had them. They had a bunch. They also have a little display for them, so it was pretty cool outside of the regular display. So if you're looking for these at your local Walmart, they may not be in the regular display. They could be in the little separate display, which is a single holder instead of a double holder. Also, I actually read it, so I may still have the black ink on my hands from the cheap cover paper that they used on this. But I do like to read my books, so I read this one, and it was a fantastic new Swamp Thing story. Oh, well, fantastic. It was a good new Swamp Thing story. It had good art, and it also has the retelling of the original Swamp Thing story. So I think that's pretty cool because it doesn't say that anywhere on here that it's a reprint of the original first appearance of Swamp Thing. So I think that's really cool. I was surprised that it was in there. They have a little table of contents when you first open it up, and it said right at the bottom, the first Swamp Thing from House of Secrets 92. I was like, well, I'll take it. So I got down to the bottom and I read it, and it's absolutely a great little story. If you've never read it, I highly recommend it. Pick that up. And then, as you notice, you got Swamp Thing here battling Werewolf by Night. So here's the big Grail I picked up. It is Werewolf by Night 32. And just a pretty good copy of it. It was listed as lower grade. It has some spine damage. It's not a perfect copy, but honestly, for what I paid for it and for the condition that I expected. So Basically, I paid about $15 over what I had budgeted for this book, which is not a bad thing. I paid $15 for what I had budgeted for the book, but I probably got at least 2 grades better than I expected to get for that price. So for the same $15 over budget, I ended up with a much, much, much better book. So super happy with it. That, I don't know, the Mylar, right, is the enemy of glare. So it's really, really good. It's a great copy. A lot of times this seal here has some damage or some dirt on it. For some reason, that yellow and red, there's a lot of bleeding that happens when they do the yellow and red together on all the comics, especially the Bronze Age. Also, great centering on this book. The line here on the edge, there's always that kind of like black line that these Bronze Age horror, especially the horror titles, had. And a lot of times they're miswrapped or they are miscut. But this one has great centering, perfect. It shows all of Moon Knight's foot, which sometimes you don't get. It shows most of his cape and all his elbow. It's a perfect wrap. And also sometimes the edge comes over on this girl's face on the edge. And at the top, it's a nice marble, the Comics Code of Authority, and then all the way across. So it really is an amazingly centered book. And if you collect a lot of Bronze Age books, you know how hard that is to come by. So super happy to have this book. That completes my Werewolf by Night run. I have every book in the series. And one of the things that I really love about that is that there's no variants or, there's no 17, versions of number 1. There's only 43 books, 1 through 43, and I have a copy of all of them. And they're all readable and they're all complete. What more can you ask for? As a something of a completist for me, I really enjoy that feeling that it's done. And I've never bought a book and had that finished feeling like I have right now. I have other runs that I've worked on and completed, as you all, I'm sure, know from my previous videos. However, in all those runs, other than the miniseries, if you will, like, Wolverine 1 through 4 or something like that, other than the miniseries, if there was a full complete run and I have it, there's always a variant out there that I don't have. 1 or 2 somewhere that I don't have. Even in my 1 through 198, I think it is, or 189, volume 2 of Wolverine, there's still a couple of variants that I don't have. Just because there are mail-away variants or they're very expensive, and it's hard for me to spend a lot of money on a book that's just basically a variant. I kind of start drawing the line there when it comes to buying my big books. I would much rather have Werewolf by Night 32 than, for the same price that I could pay for, say, we talked about in the No Faces chat the other night, the Wolverine 145, I think it is, which is a Nabisco giveaway comic, mail-away comic. I want that one too, but it costs like $300, and for the same $300, you can get a decent copy of Werewolf by Night. So I really have a hard time spending the money on the variants. So when I completed this run, this is the first time that I've ever completed a full run of a comic that is completely complete. There's nothing missing. I have everything. And I was so really happy to have that, and it was a great feeling. And you've made a great purchase when you don't even care what's going on eBay or any of the other auction sites. I mean, I've picked up a couple of books here and there for a couple of bucks here and there, but I'm not hunting any books right now. I'm not really charging after anything. I've got a couple of big books on my want list. I'm going to keep flipping books and picking up a few on the way towards those goals. But having this book, really, it's so wild how this book has become to signify that feeling of release that I have, that it's completed. I'm like, that run is done, and I don't have to worry about that run anymore or worry about pricing of this book. And I'm already actively reading the run, and it's great. I'm really enjoying it. And when I get to 31, I don't have to stop and worry that I'm not going to have 32. So I really enjoy having this. Thank you all for your support in picking this up. Love it, love it, love it. Werewolf by Night 32, and the collection of keys grows. So really, really happy to have that. Love to pick up first appearances of meaningful characters. And really nice, of course, to have my Werewolf by Night run completed. So there you have it. That's BUB'S Comics telling you all thanks again, and I hope that if you have any books like this in your collection, that you don't just seal them up, that you take a chance to read some. Thanks. Bye.